するべきさ落ち込んだら全巻101さ気が済んだから全巻101さ失われたって私マイペースなマイライフすっきりしない時がたまにあるんだねなとI'm fine try おまじないイワシの頭も大事健全な交際みんなで任せどうしたんだろうせねできるわけないし一人上手当たり前よくできましたルルル I'm fine try おまじない頼っちゃまずいどうしたんだろうせねきっとさよなら力尽きて燃える尽きるなんてだって伝説私レジェンド一人歩きしちゃいなよラララのことさラララなんてだって伝説自分のキャラクター一人歩きしちゃったねよくあることさラララアンドゥトラ踊ろう落ち込んじゃダメだなんてだって伝説また会う日まで
Hey guys, welcome, welcome back. I meant it. It's RGO June. We got to play RGO. Not, I don't know, every day, but you know, we got to play it a lot. I actually do want to see if we can actually play the whole game on stream. So, you know, that way, when I finish the patch, what is it? The idea is that if I do it now, right, when I finish the patch, I'm probably going to be too tired to want to do a full playthrough. You know, and I also want to hope that other people will do full playthroughs. I don't want to take their spot, right? I want them to be able to do it. So it's my time to do it. You know, also since it's 6 years of RGO translation, right? Today is the day. Today is actually the 6th year anniversary. So awesome. It's not going to just be this week. Moe voltage ring. It probably will be the whole month. May even be a little bit past the end of the month, but we'll see. It's not a short game, right? So, but we'll get right into it. I think probably enough time for people to kind of show up. Yeah, we'll get right into the game again. So, where we left off, we were Hey Minoru. Right, Koyabuki. We were at after school at the after school of day 1. So, like part 6 of the video series, that's where we were. Alright, let's see what's going on.
以上が今後の予定です。何か質問はありますか？
Any questions? Well, there's tons to do, right? Not really, but man, are there a ton of documents. Just looking at the amount of the papers on top of the desk makes me exhausted. All of this is for the school festival?
すみません。要点のみに絞ったのですが、やは
Just
り
what's
それで
important, I
は。
see.
ていうか、こんなにあったんだ。この10分の1ほどしか見てないよな。
1/10. You know, this probably is a lot if you were. There's like a CG in Moe Drill 1 where it's for the sports festival, but like Yuki has a bunch of papers lined up on her desk, on her like school desk, and it's like tons and tons. So that's only 1/10 of it. Man, see Misao 3 times on the movie pops up.
資料はお渡ししましたよね。
記憶の彼方に消えてるかも。
部屋のどこかにでしょ。このバカを見習っちゃダメよ。
Man, how do you lose all that many papers? I try my best to read through everything. So, what else are we doing today?
特に何もありません。今日はこのまま解散です。
Hooray!
体育館が使えないんだよね。
はい。他の学年の方にどうしてもと言われて。
よーし、今日は遊ぶぞ。
今日もの間違いでしょ。けど久しぶりに早く帰れるわね。
I remember somebody suggested that specific, as if you wouldn't have done that anyway. So, yeah, because she says like kyo. So yeah, Kanaza goes like,
よーし、今日は遊ぶぞ。
yeah, kyo wa asoboso, and then there's a common Japanese like language thing where it's like not kyo wa as in like today, it's kyo mo as in like yeah today as well. You mean right?
今日もの間違いでしょ。
Like, are you sure you like you made a mistake? You meant kyo mo, as in like you were gonna play today as well. Yeah.
そうしてください。
They get back
明
at
日
like
からよろしくお願いしますね。
it keeps changing, but like you know, like 10 p.m. or sometimes even 1 a.m. It's crazy. All for a school festival.
コナちゃん、入り口にいるのゆたかちゃんじゃないの？
RGO creepypasta.
あー、ゆうちゃん、入ってきていいよ。
What would that be? I guess. The idea of RGO fanfic is interesting though.
お姉ちゃん、ごめんね。今大丈夫？もちろん。って、あれ？同じクラスの子たちも一緒だ。
相談したいことがあるのですが。
私にできること？
Nope.
っていうか、
Oh
先
wait,
輩じゃ
no,
な
she
きゃ無
can,
理っす。
right?
ってことは何？コスプレ？それともアニメ？学校だからあれゲー系はなしね。
Uh-oh. Say what you like, but I don't think it has to do with those kind of things. That's a really, I guess, interesting that he like, so early on, he's like calling out Kagami. He's like, come on, don't give Konata such a hard time about that. But also, like, why would Kagami reasonably like think that like they'd be like, oh, can you help us with like some arrow gay or something? Like, what was Kagami thinking there? We should be a teacher or make tutorial videos for translations. I mean, like, I don't know. People probably could do it better than me. I'm a okay translator.
もしかしたら学園
I
祭の
think I
こと？
do try to explain my reasoning a lot in the work stream, so I guess that's something, right? I don't think I could do dedicated lessons on that. That seems kind of, it's a lot. Not super great at that.
メイドキスなんです。最近流行ってるんですよね。
Maid cafes. Oh, those are a relic of the past already. Now it's butlers that are all the rage.
まあ、ごくごく一部でね。
そんなことないもん。超メジャーだ
I
よ。
mean, they are still pretty popular to my I don't know. Like, they're still pretty niche, I guess. Yeah. But they haven't died out, right? As far as I understand.
嘘いいなって。あれはマイノリティ。
Meanwhile, I don't know if butler cafes are all the rage anymore.
だったら市場調査だ。メイド喫茶って知ってるよね。
Do I know about maid cafes? Of course I do. That's the Patty voice. Yep. Is the Patty voice. Did I finish any route yesterday? No, I haven't finished. We're still very early because I've been going so slow. We didn't stream that long yesterday, but like, been going so slow because I've been just talking about every little thing. All right, let's check out these options. So you know, only by name. Only by name. I've never actually been to one.
私もなんです。行きたいんですけど、でもその勇気がなくて。
You do probably have to be pretty brave to go to a maid cafe. Pretty embarrassing. I don't know. I guess it's like fun. Maybe if you went with like a group of people, you could get away with it. But going by yourself would feel kind of weird. This is just what I imagined, but it's probably like this, right? It says menu. That was already in English. Oh, there's a fun. I think I've talked about this, but like this CG like has different colors. Like Hiyori's wearing a different colored outfit. Yeah, on the box art, like the back of the PS2 box. Slightly different. I think it's a green bow, if I remember.
それは少し脚色しすぎでは。
Am I trying to draw on someone with that title? Oh yes, yes, Joseph, I am. He'll show up when the time comes. I'm sure of it. Think so? I'm just going off of what I've seen on TV.
まあ、当たらずとも遠からずってとこだね。そうなの？
Obviously an
明らかにやりすぎだ
embellishment.
と思うんだけど。
Man, this isn't that much of an embellishment. It's kind of probably like that.
メイドスキーたちにはフィルターがかかってこんな感じに見えるんだよ。メイドのことなら私に任せて。みんなを立派なメイドに仕立ててあげるよ。それにゆうちゃん需要があるし、メガネとか2ソックスつけたらやばいかも。
So good. It's kind of she's grooming Yuchan into a life of moe.
なんで？
ほら余計なこと教えんな。ゆたかちゃんが汚れる。
そんなことないもん。ロリコメイドの爆誕だもん。
It actually was that one. Makes me think of that one moment in Moedro where like, they're in Akihabara and like Konata's like imagining, what is it? She's imagining like Yutaka, and she like there's like a flashing like, she imagines Yutaka like in like elementary school clothing or something, and it's like there's gonna be some people that are gonna be targeting Yutaka, some crazy otaku people. It's too lowly. Alright, so these girls are acquaintances of yours? Could you introduce them to me? Yeah, there was a Discord ping. I was checking to see if it was something important, but it was not related to anything that it was completely unrelated to the stream. So you haven't done... Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, you haven't done a long play for episode 3 yet. But that's fine. I mean, you know, it is kind of a slog to just like long play RGO because the episodes are so long. But you know, yeah, it's understandable. That's also, episode 3 is kind of hard to do a long play for. Like I struggled with it. I had to route it out because you got to be really careful about like how to get all the bad endings and stuff. You got to pick your choices just right to do that in an efficient way. Hey, Integer Bang, great to see you. The maze, yeah. Well, I know the maze, but so it's not so bad for me. But yeah, for most people, the maze is hard to route, I'm sure. So these girls are acquaintances of yours? Could you introduce them to me?
そっかそっか。この子はいとこのゆうちゃん。そっちの3人は同じクラスの子だよ。
Who is Ko Yabuki? Ko Yabuki is the protagonist in this playthrough. Rhymes with Joe Yabuki, the Astana Joe protagonist. So we got Yuchan, her cousin, right? Everyone knows that.
小早川豊です。1年 D 組です。よろしくお願いします。
You know, I'm so lucky that Yutaka's name fits in that text box. It almost didn't. It's like you can tell it barely does, right? And yeah. We would have if her name was any longer, I would have genuinely had to consider like whether first name, last name were actually going to be in the dialogue boxes or not. Because, you know, early version of the patch I couldn't do it, but like technically I could now with but it was just like, was it gonna fit? Was it gonna fit? Thankfully it did fit, so worked out. Then she says, I am Ro Gakuen.
岩崎みなみです。よろしくお願いします。パトリシア・マーティンと言います。パーティーと呼んでください。
But of course, actually, it's an interesting case because in Patty's case, I'm pretty sure the only reason why they don't have Patricia Martin as like her name in the name field of the dialogue boxes is because in Japanese, Patricia Martin is too long. So it's interesting that so they just went with Patty, but it's kind of fun to just do Patty. Like I could have done Patricia Martin. I could have put Patricia Martin in there. But since, you know, she identifies more with Patty as a nickname, and, you know, in Japanese, right, like, you tend to, like, be referred to by your first and last name a little bit more. But, like, in the West, right, you're usually going to just be referred to by your first name in, like, most settings, so. Made sense, right? It was kind of a little quirk for her to have just her first name, so. Same way in the translation.
田村ひよりっす。よろしくお願いします。
Yeah, I remember I always thought this was Hiyori Tamura here as opposed to the other ones where they're a little bit more straightforward. I was like, I need to give her some flair. She's gotta kind of say it a little differently. Because she also does that tsu thing. Instead of saying des, she goes tsu. Same to all of you. Sorry for interrupting the conversation.
いえ、ちょうどよかったです。相談があるのですが。 そういやそうだ。何の用だっけ？
そりゃそうだ。
メイド喫茶のことなの。
What are you, Okido Hakase?
依頼だって。
No one will. I always feel like I just say random things that no one will get. That's what I'm talking about. そりゃそうだ, which is something that Professor Oak says in the opening to the Pokemon anime, like the first season of it. Anyway, whatever. It's about the Maid Cafe. We're having some problems.
実は衣装のことなんです。いいのが全然集まらなくて。だろうね。うちの店もイベントのたびに苦労してるもん。先輩のバイト先の衣装とかレンタルできないですかね。
I really like that this game actually talks a lot about like Konata having her job and all that. It's a good little detail of it. They didn't necessarily need to have it because it's not really like directly relevant to anything in this game, but it's nice that they kind of did that to flesh her out a bit. But I guess it's also a big part of her characterization in Moedro as well, so makes sense that they would keep it going.
そうか、なるほどね。まあ、大丈夫だよ。
Now, what I guess I'd have to see if Moedro 2 does this, but I'm not sure if this choice to characterize Patty as also being someone that works at the Cosplay Cafe is like based on the anime or it was based on Moedro 2 at all. Fortunately, I haven't played enough Moedro 2 to know that. Or was she in Moedro 1? I mean, obviously Patty was, but I forget if she like worked at the Cosplay Cafe during that. I guess she does actually. Yeah, because one of yeah, she wears the maid outfit during like one of her special moves. Anyway.
それくらいはどうにかなるかも。もちろんただの方がいいよね。いけます？うん、激用に何着か持ってきてるから、それでよければ OK だよ。さすが泉先輩、マジ助かる。
It's so interesting that she says that, like, because these costumes are meant to come from for the play, But as you'll see, these costumes have no relevance to the play.
早速衣装合わせしてみようか。
So, you know.
どうかなお姉ちゃん。
So yeah, we have I always forget her. You have obviously Rei Ayanami, right? Everyone knows that one. But then everyone's like, who's the girl with the cow print hat? Who's the milkmaid? She's not a milkmaid, but she's Amakase Minatsu? Yeah, Minatsu Amakase from the cop 2, right? Not that I know anything about the cop, but I know who she is. I think it's really cool. I think she looks great as it. I think you look fantastic, Yutaka.
似合いますか。
Minami, you look pretty great as well.
二人とも似合ってるよ。
Sleeps late, intense. You're like Konata. I had a lot of people say that. Everyone's like, Konata's literally me. It's just like, okay. But, you know, I totally do vibe with this game because I'm also someone that just loves to randomly reference things.
素晴らしい。生き写しみたいですよ。ほんとっす。最高っすよ。
Psychos?
私はこういうの見るかわすから。
Interesting. Well, I'm gonna say, always as everything connected, but you know, like she says she prefers to watch, but this is like not necessarily true, right? Because in episode 2 we find out that she actually likes to cosplay, but she kind of is a little bit self-conscious about it. So that's actually the real reason why she probably didn't put on an outfit.
私も。いいよ、二人とも。その恥じらい、かなりポイント高いわ。ナイスモエ。
I love that. Nice boy. Nice boat. They really love nice boat in this game.
嬉しいな。
I guess that would have been really like topical. Relatively-ish. I mean, it was somewhat real topical at the time.
ごめんなさい。こういう時、どんな顔すればいいのか
This is
わ
a
からないの。
Evangelion reference. It's when she's in the Shinji like goes and rescues her because she like her Eva crashes or whatever, and then you know like there's this whole emotional scene with Shinji where he's like don't say stuff like that you won't ever see me again or whatever. And then she says this like you know in response.
笑えばいいと思うよ。
And Shinji says that, right? Why don't you just try smiling?
みなみちゃん、かなりなりきってるね。
So yeah. All right, yeah, this is a line that actually got changed because he really just kind of says like they really do just look just like them, right? He doesn't say like Minatsu and Rei, but because people asked so often like who the heck is Yutaka dressed up as, I decided to throw them a bone. You can also find this out if you go to the costumes in the extras menu. It says Minatsu Omakase in when you switch to this costume for Yutaka.
燃えるっす。こんなの見せられたら創作意欲が湧いてきて。やはり同人誌即売会やるしか。その方が絶対楽しいっす。
Next episode, Hiyori.
激しく同感ですよ。なぜこの学校では萌えが理解されないのですか？もう無理だと思うよ。それに楽しめるのはごく一部の人だけだしね。
Yeah, a lot of people love that.
そこをなんとかマイナーにも人権を、趣味や思考で差別されない世界を私は強く希望するっす。
Minorities. It's so funny. She's got that oppression complex.
そろそろ戻ろう。準備を始めないと。切ないっす。
So oppressed.
け
I'm so
れど
oppressed.
私は負けない。
It's great.
それじゃあお姉ちゃん、どうもありがとう。学園祭で同人誌即売会か。日より無謀が深いな。
It only depends on what you're selling, right? Not everything this doujinshi is.
あんたが言うな。
それより今からどうする？
What should we do now?
コンビニ行かない？お腹が空いちゃって。
仕方ないわね。みんなは一緒に行く？
もちろん雑誌を立ち読みしにね。私も買いたいものがありましてお付き合いします。
Count me in too. I've gotten pretty thirsty. You just had a drink earlier. Go.
それじゃあみんな一
I
緒
guess
で
you gotta drink a lot,
遅く
right?
ならないうちに行きましょう。
Get those 8 glasses of water, or of fluids a day, right? You're not drinking water, you're drinking juice. 8 glasses of juice a day. After that, we went to the convenience store to buy our respective things. Then we parted ways. Guess I've made friends. The uneasiness from this morning was gone. Now I eagerly awaited what tomorrow would bring. Phew, today was exhausting. The blink of an eye, the whole day had gone by. It's a bit earlier than I usually do, but I guess I should go to bed soon. I would like to watch anime tonight, but I wouldn't want to be late for school tomorrow because of it. We got the 4 texts, right? You can get a text from any of the main 4 at this point, based on favorability. Oh, an email. Who could it be from? We got Tsukasa. Let's do our best. We'll be doing more preparations tomorrow, so let's work hard together. From Tsukasa-san, huh? She needs to go to bed soon or she'll oversleep. What should I reply with? After typing and deleting various responses, I decided to just go with thanks. As I slipped into bed, I found myself really looking forward to tomorrow. How naive of me, surely. Mumbling to myself to keep my mind busy, drowsiness soon came over me, as if all the stresses of the day had just melted away. Alright, next day. Day 1, done. One day of reprieve, right? Now we gotta work. But, before that, I will quickly show all of the, other texts you can get, or emails you can get. Even though it's not very interesting. I guess it is interesting, but, like, it's not much happens. But I feel like I would be doing a disservice if I didn't show them all. Okay, we gotta do that. Look at the girl from earlier, get more favorability. Doesn't matter what you pick there. Oh, I didn't remember to pick the other options for the maid cafe thing. Well, now's our chance, right? Now's our chance. Okay, maid cafes. Do we know about them? I'm really into them. This also gives you Konata favorability, so it works out. I know about them. In fact, I'm really quite into them. Friend of my heart! This is translated as many different things, like my soulmate, my kindred spirit, or whatever, but like, it's actually a reference to something that... What's his name? His name is Takeshi, right? I forget. The guy from... His nickname is Giant from Doraemon. And he goes like, Kokoro no Tomoyo, like a lot. It's his little saying, so that's what that's referencing. What's it about needing niche?
聞く人を間違えただけよ。あんたまでそうとは。やっぱり類友か。
Yep, I'm a filthy otaku. Not really though, not this guy. He's a little bit, but not too much. But it's maids, you know? It's not the norm, so wouldn't that make you interested?
そういう風に言われると、まあ多少は。
だったらうちの店に来なよ。鏡だったら大丈夫。
ツンデレがどうとか言ったらぶっ殺すからね。
自
Noted.
分の才能を認めないよ。もったいないよ。
She should say that. What will the tsundere have? Okay, yeah, so this is the same. It's like playing Scarlet Devil, embodiment of Scarlet Devil on modern PCs without proper tweaks. Why? Because it's like slow. Like you gotta like fast forward and stuff. It is slower to fast forward when I'm streaming because it is proportional. When you speed up on emulator, it's proportional to how fast your computer can run it. So this Kona says, "You awake? I recommend watching the anime that's starting now." Of course, she's staying up to watch it. Kanata-san is a true otaku, unlike me. I'm a fake otaku. What should I reply with? And then, yeah, let's go with thanks, right? If we want to get Yuki's text. Yeah, this is so this is actually way slower than it goes normally when I fast forward. Worry won't be helpful. We'll give you Yuki and Kagami favorability, so it's a little bit of a twofer there. Then I think actually the top choice is what gives you it gives you Tsukasa and Yuki favorability. I think this gives you just Kagami. So hopefully this doesn't cause problems, but if it does, then I mean we still need to see the Kagami text or email anyway. What are they? I'm sorry, what are they? To be honest, I don't really understand what you've been talking about.
これは意外な。新アニメを見ているからいけると思ったんだけどな。所詮私らはマイノリティっす。日陰に花咲くマンドラゴラスよ。それはそれでやだ。
I'm not sure what the significance of the
メイドは
Mandaraga
現代
is
用語の基
exactly.
礎知識なのに。
Some flower language, right?
それは間違い。一般人は知らないわよ。
鏡は
I guess you're not normal, Kagami.
私は関係ないでしょ。
うんわり。市場調査だよ。ほら、ちゃんと答えて。
知ってるわよ。あんたからいろいろ吹き込まれたから仕方ないじゃない。
でも、お姉ちゃんの持ってた小説にメイドさんがいっぱい出てたよ。
Yeah, Kagami is like she's a Haruhi reader, so she's got
違う。あれはコナタから借りたの。
I guess is Mikuru being a maid really count? She's not even a maid all the time, just like in the club room a little bit.
でも選んだのは鏡だよね。いやー、良い趣味をお持ちで。
And I guess there are other Konatas as well, according to this, right? Kagami is a maid fan. I remember it's like that one YouTube short that I have. I was planning to do more, but I just was like, I don't have it in me to just post like random clips on YouTube like that. Alright, got Miyuki's. Thanks for your hard work, or thanks for your work today. Get some rest and be ready for tomorrow. From Yuki-san, huh? It's nice that she's thinking of me. What should I reply with? Alright, we got this happening. Okay. Now we gotta get last text. Kagami. Need to finish Haruhi Suzumiya DS since the translation for that game is done now. Yes, it is done. It's been done since the beginning of the year. It's actually a bit of a shame, right? Because people haven't played the game as much as I was hoping people would, right? So I mean, in Chokuretsu's case, it's a little unfortunate, I'll say, because how do you say it? I mean, the game not being voice acted, the game is kind of slow paced, right? I think it seems like Heiretsu is the more interesting of the two games. So you kind of have that to deal with. So not a super strong entry, but it's fun, right? But naturally, that is. I saw some reviews for it. People were like, it's kind of like if you took a filler episode of Haruhi and then made a full game out of it. Like you stretched it out to full game length, but it's like one of the one of the okay filler episodes of Haruhi or something like that. And I mean, I haven't watched all of Haruhi to know that if that's like a fair comparison or not, but it did kind of feel a little bit like that when I played it. It's a little not as exciting as you maybe hope it would be, but it still was pretty good. Where you won't be hopeful. Yeah, Heiretsu is good. Heiretsu feels like it's RGO. Oh, that's what makes it awesome, right? Alright, we want this one for Kagami. And Heiretsu, Chokuretsu's release also got a little bit like distracted because people got really caught up on the fact that they didn't keep the San and all that. So it's a bit unfortunate that that became kind of the dominant discussion rather than, whoa, a Haruhi Suzumiya game you can play in English now? Which is, yeah, always a shame. I really hope that doesn't happen to RGO. That would be really terrible. Good job. Good job on your first day. Things will only get busier, but just do the best you can. From Kagami-san, huh? It's nice that she's thinking of me. Alright, yeah, not much, right? But I figured I should show it off.
というわけで、今日から準備を手伝ってもらうわけですが。
There's also the PSP game, right? Like, not Suiso, but the other one, the one that's like, it had a French translation like for a long time, even before Haruhi, like the Haruhi right, group. I don't know much about that. It's kind of surprising that that game, of all games, like got translated, but none of the other ones for so long. Yeah, so it's actually just strange in general that Haruhi has like so many like different visual novel games. Like it's got the PSP one, which I don't know much about that, but then it also has the PS2 one that's also a full game as well. And they're like completely different games, or as far as I know. Right? It's like weird. It's weird that there's like so many games that kind of feel like they would all be like, I don't know, it's just strange that there'd be so many different ones. So many that are so similar, I guess, and similar in the sense that they're just like it's a visual novel adaptation of Haruhi, right? So, whereas, you know, Lucky Star only has got really RGO as like a straightforward visual novel game. So that makes me wonder which one is the RGO. I mean, it seems like it's Heiretsu, right? But like Heiretsu, Keiretsu. The undefeated of the East is burning red. Anyway, sorry. We're hosting a ton of events. There's the ones this class will be running on its own, of course, but also a joint performance with another class.
演劇をお願いします。
Heiretsu,
鏡
right?
さんの
So
クラ
Heiretsu
ス
is
と
like the
合同で
RGO
行う
one.
イベン
But
トなんですよ。
I like wonder if the PS2 one is like, is that also like RGO? Like, is it an RGO? Is it RGO like? What's the gameplay of that one like? Right. The PSP one, it feels like it'd be kind of like a straightforward romance-oriented visual novel, but I don't know if that's true or not. But it kind of feels like the vibes of that are like that. There's the PS2 one. I don't know much about what
私
it's
の
like.
友達。監督はみゆき。私も役者で出てるよ。私も結構楽しいよね。
It's so fun. Yeah.
私は道具係なの。小道具担当だよ。
The stage crew making the props.
私は監督兼進行係です。
Awfully busy, aren't you?
はい。思う以上にきついです。補佐してくれる方がいるととてもありがたいのですが。私も。あ
They
と
both
一
want
人
more
欲しい
help.
よ。
But really, you end up a protagonist really just ends up becoming a prop guy. He doesn't really ever. What does it even mean to help facilitate exactly? Like, it's such a ambiguous thing.
そうしていただけると助かります。
But I mean, really, you basically become stage crew no matter what. So it doesn't matter at this point for favorability, but facilitator I think gives you Miyuki, and then this is Tsukasa, and this is Konata. Either Konata and Kagami combined, or just Kagami. I'll help facilitate. Hopefully that'll lighten the load for you, Miyuki-san.
ありがとうございます。本当に助かります。
Not sure how much help I'll really be, but well, it'll be a pleasure working with you.
いえいえ、こちらこそよろしくお願いします。あとは長森さんとお話しするだけなのですが。
Oh, it ain't happening.
そう。
Stage crew. I'll join the stage crew. I'm interested in finding out what exactly we'll be making.
すごく楽しいよ。カツラとかペンダントとか全部手作りなの。
All by hand. I'm not that good with my hands though. Is that okay?
平気だよ。
I love that line. Somebody has that line as their like
それでもちゃんと作れてるよ。
as their like X as their like X profile picture. Not profile picture, their banner. It's like I noticed somebody loves that line. I love it too.
言ってて悲しくならない？ちょっと。では道具係をお願いします。あとは長森さんとお話しするだけなのですが。そうしていただけると助かります。
Can I be an actor instead? I've always wanted to at least once.
楽しいよ。結構癖になるかも。だよね。なんか声優になったみたいだよね。
I know, right? It's like getting to be a voice actress.
声優とは違うでしょう。
Yeah, they're pretty different, I would imagine.
ですが、もう配役は決まってますので。そうなんだ。もう少し
No, I know
早く
it
成
used to
功して
be,
きたら
right?
よか
Like
った
they would,
ね。
for anime dubs, right? It used to be like you'd get people who did acting to do the voice acting as well. That's okay, just figured I'd ask. I guess I'll help facilitate then.
すみません。よろしくお願いします。あとは長森さんとお話しするだけなのですが。でもいないよ。
Yep, not here. She disappeared during lunch yesterday too.
寂しくないのかな。よそのクラスに友達がいるとか。
And then Meatball jumps in. Yes, yes. Misao's in the other class.
転校したてなのに。
Even though she just transferred.
そっか。だったら人見知りするとか。もしくはこっそり携帯ゲーム機で遊んでるとかね。自分と一緒にすんな。そのぐらいの分別はつくよ。今日は持ってきてないもん。今日はってことは何？たまに持ってきてんの？
Yep. And that'll be tomorrow. She'll bring it tomorrow.
いやまあ、借りてやめ
Won't be
られないじ
Monster
ゃ
Hunter
ん。
though. Obviously Monster Hunter, right? I don't need to tell you that. But she'll be bringing another game
チャイ
tomorrow.
ムだ。じゃあまた放課後ね。了解。あれ、長森さん戻ってるよ。
Uh-oh. It's the time. It's the
Oh,
time. It's the scene everyone knows, right? Yeah, but how did she come back without us noticing?
不思議な方ですよね。それよりも学園祭のお話をさせていただかないと。私呼んでくるよ。ちょっと待ってて。ごめん。ちょっといい？
No. No response.
私、C 組の柊鏡。妹の司がこのクラスなの。知ってるわ。
Again, I was always very in the translation originally. I made it very aggressive, right? But for the patch, I ended up kind of calming it down a bit to better reflect, I think, Yamato's actual mindset when she says this stuff, right? But it still comes across a little rude, but it's interesting how that evolved as my understanding of the game evolved, right?
なんでもない。それより何？
ちょっと時間いい？学園祭のことで相談があるの。
断るわ。私には関係ないもの。
そんなことないわ。クラスみんなでやることでしょ。
じゃあ私はいないものと考えて。
何それ、ちょっと無責任すぎない？
責任なんて最初からないわ。話は終わりよ。
Yeah, it's an interesting line there.
終わってないわよ。あんた何様のつもり？
別に見たままよ。
いい加
Of
減
course
にして。
they do that. They do draw
私
that
をバカ
picture.
にしてるの？
Or the CG does have Yamato looking pretty smug, so it's fair to interpret it that way, but
お姉ちゃんどうしたの？喧嘩はダメだよ。
fight. Yeah, we want to see them fight.
わかってるわよ。けどこの子が。
落ち着いてください。二人のお話は聞いてました。事情は分かってますからね。長森さん、面倒なのはわかるよ。けど手伝ってくれないかな。もう一度言うわ。私はいないものと考えて。
Pretend I'm not here.
鏡が怒るのもやむなし。
人を見下したような態度で協力しようともしない。あ
I
もう
remember
あんた最悪よ。
in the original patches, like, oh, you're such a bitch. But, you know, toned it down.
好きに思って。けど考えは変わらないわ。
頭きた。もう我慢できない。
Calm down, see what happens, right? So I'll watch for now, but if it goes on for much longer, I'll intervene.
自分のクラスに戻ったら休み時間終わってるわよ。
うっさい。話すときは相手の顔を見なさいよ。
That's a pretty good line coming up.
やめとくわ。あなたの顔なんて見たくないもの。
Oh, so true. Actually, no, but
なんですって？
yeah, Yamato's coming at a little bit of
はーい、授業やで。はよ席つけ。
little bit of attitude coming out of Yamato there.
頭きた。もう我慢できない。
You know, somewhat I can't look at this scene without thinking about the fact that there's actually very cursed artwork made about this interaction. I have no idea what's happening, but this could be worse than low tier Kagami. You should kill yourself now. Your life is no purpose. Nagamori-san, you're being awful. There's just no excuse for this.
そうかしら。
If you really don't want to help, then fine, but do you really have to talk that way?
転校早々にご迷惑をおかけして本当に申し訳なく思っています。
I know you just transferred. I'm really sorry to be bothering
け
you.
れどこれは全校行事です。クラス中の協力が得られなければ学園祭の成功はありえません。それに自分はいないって言っても実際目の前にいるしさ。
Yeah. Dude, we see you. You're literally here.
長森さん、お願い。ほんのちょっとでいいの。お手伝いしてくれないかな。無駄になるのに、そこから先に進みはしないのに。
I love this line. It's like always great when you see these like foreshadowing lines, right? It's great. What did you?
はーい、授業やで。はよ席つけ。頭きた。もう
もう我慢できない。
Calm down, Kagami. Kagami-san, calm down. I know you want to be angry, but that won't solve anything.
わかってるわよ。けど
Come on, take a deep breath. Shinkokyu, Shinkokyu.
なんで？
Spoilers, who cares about those? Nagamori, probably. It's true. In and out. It's actually somewhat careless of Yamato to be like that, actually, but... So, feel better now?
っていうか泣いた。なんかもうどうでもよくなったわ。
Yeah. That's an interesting feeling, right? You like... Sometimes you want to still be mad, but then you're just like, what's the
ご
point?
めんね。それからありがとう。
はーい、授業やで。はよ席つけ。なんでヒイラギがおるんや。
See, I don't know how you could play all this and like... There's another thing I'm thinking about is like... You know, episode 1 does try to keep things pretty, like straightforward, like it's a straightforward like Lucky Star visual novel romance type game, but like it clearly like is foreshadowing that there's more to come, right? There's like more to the story. So I'm not sure how people would play only episode 1 and go like, oh yeah, like oh it's not Yamato is just like an unresolved plot point, like that's just how the game ends, I guess. It's like what? True RGO fans would know that none of these choices really matter because of the favorability reason. Yes, that's totally true. They only matter if you're like doing the episode 0, right? They matter for that, like what person calls you at the end of the route there.
あ、いや別に。
Lack of media literacy.
鏡さん、教室に戻ってください。私からも話してみますから。
Yeah, it's probably more attention span. They just it's because they also play the game in Japanese too on these streams.
けど
Whenever
私
people
納
live
得
stream
して
this
ないから
game.
ね。
So they're just like, oh, I guess Yamato just kind of is there. You know, they don't understand it. But even then, I feel like this scene pretty like directly calls out like the idea there's more. There's more with this character that's unresolved, right? Because she just kind of, you know, it's obviously unresolved, right? But anyway. Those words were, of course, directed towards Nagamori-san. Yet Nagamori-san gave no response. Looking at her straight in the face, she showed no emotion.
ほんと、最悪だわ。
だから後で職員室な。
わかりました。お騒がせしてすみません。
いや、面倒ばっかですまんな。
大丈夫です。私、委員長ですし。ゆきちゃん、私も手伝うよ。お姉ちゃんかわいそうだ。
And this is also unresolved too, right? This idea of like, we're gonna try to get Yamato to help.
私もやるよ。けど、なかなか手強そうだけ
It
ど。
just doesn't resolve itself. They just move on, right? So it's like,
よろしくお願いします。
why wasn't that resolved? And so, afternoon classes began, though obviously my mind was elsewhere. Nagamori-san, why are you acting this way? I don't know what her true intentions are. All I can do is try to ask. I have to find a way to talk to her. I'll call out to her right when a break starts. Maybe that'll work. But that plan would end in failure. For me, and everyone else. Nobody could get Nagamori-san to talk to them. This is because anytime we had a break, she would disappear in an instant. I tried watching her closely just before a break, but even that didn't work. Either Sensei would call on me, or I'd get something in my eye, and Nagamori-san would get away. Is this some kind of conspiracy? These coincidences seem way too convenient. That and my mind classes came to an end, and we all met up for our after-school activities. It's interesting, they kind of make it seem like a lot happened here, but like, you know, it would have only been a couple of classes, because this was like after lunch, right? And then it's the same day, right? So they only would have been like 3-ish classes after this. But oh well. Hey Kun, it's a bit real. Good morning. I guess that's where it is, right? For you. It's morning time. But for me, it's like the evening.
それでは今日の練習はシーン15をメインに行いたいと思います。
Scene 15, my favorite. Okay, let's see. That scene's in the middle of a forest, so... Huh? Tsukasa-san, where's the door? Where are the trees?
ごめん、まだなの。他に必要なものがいっぱいで。
I'm so sorry, they're not done yet. Where's the door hole? How about the swords then? There are other props we need too.
全部まだなの。衣装とカツラだけで精一杯で。
I look over the props that are present and compare them with the list I was given. Yeah, we've got nothing. 4 a.m. Have you lost control of your life? Being up at 4 a.m. Just joking. Man, it's pretty early. I'm shocked. Man, not even half the props are made yet. This is bad. How about I help? I'm not good with my hands, but I can cut and paste stuff together.
ありがとう。私って手が遅いな。
Yeah, it has. I don't think you've been on a stream for like quite a while. I don't even remember the last one. It was forever ago, wasn't it?
心配ないって。演技に気は必要ないもん。
You don't need the trees to practice the acting.
すごーい。お姉ちゃん似合ってるよ。
Yeah, actually, I didn't really think that much about that. Yeah, they say it's practicing set indoors. Or it's set in the forest, but yeah, it's from... Archer summoning scene is not in a forest. Oni-chan, you look amazing. I guess, I mean, you know, they are practicing other scenes, right? But like, and those scenes are potentially in the forest, like the berserker fight and such, but yeah, that's a fair point. She sure does. Kagami-san, you look perfect.
そんなことないわよ。別にそのまあ。
You know, when Kagami like changes into this outfit in the Lucky Star OVA, like for a split second, you know, people always think that like that was definitely meant to be an RGO reference. Let's just say that. I think people that's actually people don't realize that, I think. Because there's also the saber like and like there's the figures based on Konitsu and Kagami like that. And people think that it's like, you know, OVA related or it's just like a promotion, but like it's RGO. It's like it's definitely meant to be that. Or maybe I'm wrong about that, but I'm like 90% sure, right? They were going for that. This is the origin of that.
とか小道具は今はなしで OK。
Why not both?
ただどこに何を置くかを
I guess it could be
テープで
both in a
示して
sense,
くれ
but
る？
like this preceded the OVA. Sure, I'll do that right now.
おお、いい仕事っぷりだね。茶化さないの。結構本気なんだから。ごめんね、お姉ちゃん。気にしないで。司はちゃんとやってるよ。
Alright, I'm done sticking tape down. It's his job. He's always dealing with the tape. He's taping up the chair. He's sticking tape on the
ありがとう。
floor.
では最初に打ち合わせをしましょう。最初は道具係さん、お願いします。はい。必要な道具は、その衣装とカツラはなんとか。残りはま
We're
だ
doing
い
a
っ
stand
ぱ
up,
いで
guys.
す。
Status meeting. Still a lot. Good status, Tsukasa.
お手伝いお願いします。
Got it, Tsukasa-san. Let's do our best.
あれ？新しいのが入ったの？
It's look who it is. It's look who it is. It's Misao. It's Misao. It's Misao. Meatball's entrance is surely imminent, right? If not, then oh well. Surely. Meatball, get in here. Huh? Who's the new guy?
キイラギちゃん、知ってるんだったら紹介してもらえない？彼は司と同じクラスなの。はじめまして、私は峯岸彩乃です。この劇では脚本を担当してます。
You know, it's a shame they don't have Misao and Ayano too much in this game, but like, at least they get something, right? Everyone always is like, they're bare. It actually is true. It's true, especially for Ayano. Like, I didn't realize that so much for the anime. Like Ayano really is almost very very little in the actual anime, really. Misao is too, really, actually, but
私は草
I
壁
think we
美
measured that once. It
みな
was
ぎの
like
クラスメートだよ
it wasn't much more than
一応役者ね
10 minutes of like screen time that Misao gets in the whole anime, and Ayano's probably less. But at least you get a few hours of each character in this game. It's a pleasure to meet you.
もっと気楽にすれば同い年なんだしさ
あんたはだらけすぎよ。セリフは覚えてきたの？
Nope. Or actually, she kind of did.
いや、綾乃じゃないって。
それが私のせいなの
どういうことよ。
脚本がまだなんだよな私の出
Oh, I
番
guess.
未完成でさ
That's actually interesting. She didn't finish writing Gilgamesh's lines? That's interesting. What would that imply, though? I mean, like, I guess you'd have to cut down a lot of the Unlimited Blade Works, like Saber or Shiro versus Gilgamesh fight, right? They do actually cut out quite a bit in the I don't know.
残念ながら
Maybe I'm
か
thinking
な
too
り
much
遅れ
about
て
it.
ますね完成までどれだけかかりますか
Fortunately, we're considered behind schedule.
あと少しと言い
Of
た
course, she
い
doesn't
と
end
ころ
up
だ
actually
けど
finishing this until like a few days later. Sounds rough,
ともかく
based on episode 2.
大至急完成させてくださいええけどどうやって終わらそう
Don't figure out the ending.
手伝おうか名作になること間違いなしだぜ
Meisaku. This is interesting because this is a joke that worked out
手
decently in
伝
the
おうか
translation.
名作になること間違いな
The
しだぜ
Meisaku, right? So masterpiece.
名作の間違いでしょ。こうなったなんとかなんない？
But you'll hear she also says Meisaku again.
名作の間違い。
Meisaku. Like, so this is Meisaku. It's hard to say, but it's just like it's a word that is used ironically, right? To mean like it's a masterpiece, but you use like kanji for like bad or like failure, or is it like the mei and meiwaku, right? So it's like it's a not good, right? It's a disaster piece.
なぜ私に
普段からいろいろ見てるし、フェイトもやったことあるんじゃないの？
I haven't played Fate yet. I really ought to.
それはもちろんだよ外伝だって読破したしけど脚本を書くの手伝えるかどうかは微妙だよ
Not so sure,
そ
right?
のあたりを今相談してみては3人よれば文殊の知恵と言いますし
Then we see a bit of Buddhism from Yuki. It's like I guess it's not necessarily it is a Buddhism saying actually. So it's an interesting detail in this game as
ご
well.
めんねけど本当に煮詰まっちゃって
Yuki's a little bit she's not necessarily that she is Buddhist, but like she definitely like has some it sort of suggests that she has some level of spirituality in maybe in that kind of direction. What about 3 Tsukasas? Well, the wisdom is multiplied, but you're not multiplying much to begin with. Kanji reading puns carry like 40% of Japanese humor. Yeah. I mean, we have lots of play on words in
意
English
見を
too.
聞かせてくれるだけでいいから一緒に
But
や
yes,
ってくれないか
kanji
しら
is definitely a whole different thing.
わかったけど
Just don't
あ
have
まり
any
期待は
strange
しないでよ
expectations from me. Uh-oh.
ありがとう泉さんでどんな案があるのええ少しヒロインの数が少ないから
It's not even true, Ayano. There's lots of girls in Fate. You know, I mean, like, arguably more than guys, really. Right?
ふんふんでどのキャラを出すの このキャラを出そうと思うの。
So who I had in mind.
じゃじゃーん。行きましょう、バルディッシュ。
Yeah, how much research she did to this source material. She was just like, Fate?
Yes, master. Sa-
Her name is Fate?
それって菜の葉の。
They even made a costume for her, which is not something that people probably see very much. So I actually almost want to just show that real quick. But like, she has a full-on costume for Fate-chan, for Fate Testarossa.
プロフィールモードだよ。
存分に見てね。
Yeah, they have like a whole costume for her. But they don't ever use it. It's such a shame. You also get, oh wait. Alright. She has Zettai Roiki as like a trait, right? But it's kind of a fun fact is that, in the whole game, you never actually get to see that. You never get to see her Zettai Roiki. So, because you don't get to see the socks, right? Which is very important for Zettai Roiki.
ラキスタ両学園応答祭。
それって菜の葉の。
Uh-huh.
フェイトちゃんよ。劇ってなんだっけ。フェイトだけど、それってフェイト違いじゃん。あ、ごめんなさい。私ったらつい。
She knows Nanaha just as well. The Raising Heart style like that Produce is using. It's called Fate Sir. Started command is Get Set. Interesting. Yeah, I mean I'm somewhat familiar with like the English stuff that the devices say. The Fate Sir, that does sound familiar.
やれやれ、先が思いやられる
This
よ。
doesn't bode well. I did watch a little bit of Nanaha. Although I watched Strikers because that was I needed it for one of the references in episode 2. Right, I needed it, yeah. Looks like everyone's struggling, huh?
私たちも作業しよっか。まだまだいっぱいあるし。
Right, where should we start?
あれ、黒井先生だ。
Also this is more foreshadowing for the stuff in the future. Like this doesn't get resolved either. Looking in the same direction as Tsukasa-san. Sure enough, there was Sensei. She was standing in the doorway. Looks like something's troubling her.
どうしたのかな。何かあったのかな。
If something did happen, I'm sure she'd tell us. I think we should just keep working. Yeah, the Miyuki loses her marbles, yeah.
そうだよね。じゃあ、このリストにある小道具を作ってくれる？
I love that scene. Okay. She's a LARPer. I know you mean LARPing in this like live action roleplay. Like you actually mean it by its actual meaning, not the new word. Where LARP means something differently.
おい、打ち合わせ終わったよ。
白熱した論議だったよ。創作意欲をかきたてられたね。キラギちゃん、泉さん、ありがとう。明日までには完成させるわ。皆さん、お疲れ様でした。
She doesn't. Well, I guess, and maybe in this timeline she finishes it by tomorrow. But again, episode 2 kind of suggests
それではとりあえ
doesn't
ず、
really.
今日のところの練習を始めましょ
Although I guess that's not true. That's not
う。
true.
よろしいですか？
No, there's a reason why in episode 2 she doesn't finish it, even by then, yeah. Now let's get started with today's practice. Kagami-san, are you ready?
了解。いつでもいいわよ。
Oh, they're finally starting. Tsukasa-san, let's get everything set up. We already we already did though, right? We put the tape down. She's being overly optimistic. Yeah, that's also possible, right?
シーン15
It's at this
アーサー召
point.
喚儀式
It's at this point
用意
that
スタート
yeah, we're in episode 1 now. So I think if I save actually right here, it'll be in episode 1. Yep, Lucky Lucky Memorial. Interestingly enough, actually, like, I think after this dialogue, like right here, it jumps ahead in the script. But if you were to like the next lines after this one immediately in the script, or either just before it, actually that's not true. The line just before it, this is like from the end of the game. So if you somehow were to like go back one line in the script file here, you would be at the end of the game. But obviously that doesn't work, right? But that's always something I've thought about for potential speedrunning.
ソに銀と鉄礎に石と契約の対抗ソには我が大使シュバインウォーク
Now this would have been really interesting if this game got translated into English like before. Because, or even an interesting question if they were to translate it officially now, because this is I had a couple of choices, right, for how to translate this, right, because this is, you know, Fate didn't have an official translation in English when I first started this, so I based it off the Type Moon translation, but I know that the people think the Type Moon translation is or not the Type, is that what it is? I forget, like the group, right? It's not, Type Moon is the developer, right? Like I'm thinking of, I don't remember, what was that for, what was the fan, Mirror Moon was the fan translation group that did this, right? So I based it off of that because I figured, like, you know, this game at the time, right, this would have been, people's understanding of Fate would have been based off the Type Moon translation. But I wonder now, if the game came out officially in English, they probably would copy this from the official, like, new translation of Fate. Localization strings ordered out. It's actually ordered chronologically, to a degree. Actually, Baristas, it's the way that the game works is that you actually go through the script like in order, but and there's many like jump points that jump you to different parts. So yeah, this was just directly taken from there. Thankfully it all fit. They weren't too wordy, right? They got close sometimes.
繰り返す都度にごたびただ満たされる時を
Yeah, just ensure the close time is a bit of an awkward translation, actually. but that's how it was, right?
アンファ
All chapter 0, it's actually unfortunately not as simple as that, but it's kind of like that. Actually, I guess that's relatively close to how it is. It's a little bit more messier than that, but it's mostly like that. Within a specific non-episode 0 stuff, like episode 1 is all together, episode 2 is all together, and they put like all variants of the same scene together. Like, so in episode 1, like they list out like every time there's an alternate version for each character, like it lists like the wake up scene, like it goes through like Konata, Kagami, Tsukasa, Miyuki, then I think Misao, Ayano, and then Yutaka, Minami, Hiyori, Patty, or something like that. I think that's right. I announce. She's come to make an announcement, guys.
我が命運は汝の剣に聖杯のよるべに従いこの断りに従うならば答えよ誓いをここに 我は常世すべての善となるもの。
Yeah.
我は常世すべての悪を敷くもの。汝三大の言霊をまとう七天。抑止の輪より来たれ。天秤の守り手よ。はい、OK です。鏡さん、お疲れ様です。峯岸さん、脚本とイメージは合ってますか？
全然大丈夫。柊ちゃん読み込んでくれてるし。
Well, you didn't, I know. Apparently.
そうかな。演技大丈夫だった？
Again, also, I mean, like, everywhere where I guess the script is somewhat abridged, right? But, like, also, like, I know, you literally just copied a lot of the script from the game, so.
すごかったよ。お姉ちゃん女優さんみたいだよな。柊意外とやるじゃん。当然うちの鏡は万能だもん。まったくその通り。うちの柊はすごいよな。いや、うちのだから。いやいや、うちんだって。
They fight in.
うちのだ。うちんだ。
二人ともうっさい。恥ずかしいから黙ってろ。
We're perfect to resist, or you mean like revisit? We got close to it, right? They had a couple. They had her getting hurt. They had Kagami injured, right?
からかわないでよ。っていうか、どうだった？さっきの演技どう思う？
What did you think? So this choice, of course, matters for the route. So we've decided, right, in advance we're doing Tsukasa Route. So we're not picking Konatsu's choice here. I don't know, really. I don't know much about acting, but I could feel the impact. I think the performance will turn out great.
そうかな。だったら嬉しいな。よし、もっと練習しよっと。
Really? I'm glad to hear it. Alright, time for more practice.
やめた方がいいよ。これ以上練習したら体壊しちゃうよ。
What do you mean?
お姉ちゃん、最近は毎晩遅くまで練習してるの。
じゃあ、司言わなくていいの？
でもこれで納得したわ。柊ちゃん、ありがとう。
大したことないわよ。それぐらいみん
I
なもや
love
ってる
this
もん。
after this. Doing as much as everyone else.
残念、深夜は見なきゃいけないアニメが多いんだよ。
Sad. All in caps. Great. So many late night animes. There must see like, you know. No, you're not actually. You're doing. It's like, you know, Konosu's not doing as much as
もっ
everyone
とちゃん
else.
と練習しろ。
Because Konosu knows the lines by
そうやって
heart,
努
right?
力するところを見せたがらないか
She
ら
doesn't need to practice. She's played the game lots, right?
あ、うるさい。あんたはいつもいつも。鏡さん、次の場面お願いします。
読んでるよ。
わかってるわよ。たく、後で覚えてなさいよ。
もう忘れた。
こなた？
嘘だよ。ほらほら、練習練習。
Kagami-san sure got really mad. Sure got really mad, huh?
だってツンデレだもん。ツンツンしてて当然だよ。
Can't have the dairy without the spoon. That people love that line too. That's a good line. Some real wisdom there. You know, I guess Soon characters are pretty common. Just dere. I guess dere characters are. I don't know what I'm talking about. You can have Soon and dere. But you know, when you get tsundere, that's when you know you got something extra special, right? I don't know. Saw Misao kiss the screen. Tonight I can sleep in peace. Hey, Meatball. Yeah, wasn't sure if you were going to show
現代用語
up.
の萌え知識だよ。コナちゃん、変なこと教えちゃダメだ
It's
よ。
not weird stuff. It's informational.
違うよ、つかさ。萌えは文化の極みだよ。
Peak culture.
お姉ちゃん。鏡、大丈夫？
Uh-oh, Kagami injured.
やっちゃった。失敗した。
Damn.
てか、ものすごい音したよ。怪我ない？大丈夫？
Also, given the sounds they make here, there's ain't no way she just sprained her leg, dude.
大したことないって。みゆき、練習を。
To break a leg a little too literally, yeah.
痛っ。
I was very conflicted about whether to keep that. Oh shit. But like clearly like it's very intense here.
痛っ。痛っ。
Yeah, it's very intense. Like it's like the wind got blown out of her. It's like, man, that must have really hurt. It's kind of sad they didn't use a CG for this scene. Baristas, are you aware that in Ravish Romance there actually was a CG for this scene? Right? Yeah, you saw they had one? Yeah, they did in Ravish Romance. It's a great one. But yeah. They also had different music for that part too. Let me see. Yeah, we'll take a quick break on that to take a look at that again, because yeah, it's really interesting how different that is. So yeah, I had it as the thumbnail too. I guess if I ever make a PS2 version of the patch, which don't count on it, but I could also technically make a English patch for Ravish Romance as well. But almost all of it is the same. Like it's just a super abridged version of the of this part of the game. They just like cut out a ton of stuff. Great, so let's see, that's the forest scene, so Tsukasa, where are the trees? Yeah, it was also Romeo and Juliet too. I forget about that, but yeah, you're right. All my effort into outfits and wigs. This is bad. Alright, so I think we get to where she acts pretty soon, so we'll just watch it. I'm not really skilled myself. Some of this is because I just translated it differently, but like, yeah, it's mostly the same as you can see. I did like that they had the... I can understand why they didn't do it anymore, but it's kind of fun that they had the portraits be like miniature. Like instead of it just being head, it's like... It's actually almost... It's very similar to the level of how much of the characters they show in the PSP version. Ready anytime. Romeo has been banished from the city, right? Why? Banished from the city forever? Until I die? I don't know if I don't think this is directly taken from anything. Like, it is a part that happens in Romeo and Juliet, but like, I don't think the lines are actually from Romeo and Juliet directly. Yeah, very loosely based on the Act 3, Scene 3. Juliet, Juliet, will I never be able to meet you again? I need not a world where I can't walk by your side. God, oh God, you must say I walk through purgatory while I still live. Right, so they even, obviously they changed this, but like, I kind of like that one too. There's also no Misao and Ayano in this variant of the scene. They only had main 4. Too bad, I've already forgotten. Can't have the dinner without the scene. Yeah. I love this. This version of the song is actually really good. I wish they had kept it. Like, I think the version they did ultimately use is more appropriate for like every time in the game that they use it. But like, this would have been a nice variant to have. I'll have it ready very soon. And they remove her shoe and sock and they show it. Kaga feet. But if you see the reflection, yeah, I didn't say that. The sock in the indoor shoe is still there. She's also got some messed up toes. Look at those dogs, dude. She got some messed up dogs on her foot. And man, look at that. Oh, that's so swollen. Yeah, and this is mostly the same. It is kind of funny though that Kagami's just standing around in the portrait. It's like, aren't you supposed to be like lying on the ground in pain? But there you go. So there you go, great scene. That's like the main difference. Like, if you ever wondered, like, what's different about Ravish Romance compared to the final game? It's mostly just that scene is different, but overall, the game was seemingly intended to be more of a standard romance game at that time. You never seen him perform the Tempest, yeah. So we kind of saw some of this, so I'll go through it a little faster, but it is different, I guess, because you have Ayano and Misao on it. Denied the sock, the feet pick here. But we saw it, so. I mean, you know, if this game was okay with having Miyuki fat, they really should have kept Kagami feet. Didn't want Kagami fans to lick the screen. Yeah. They learned. Well, no, I guess they wouldn't have learned their lesson, right? What happened was that this game, I guess, would have been in development largely during the airing of the anime, right? So they saw that one episode where Konata has her feet out, and then they were like, "No, we can't have that. We gotta get rid of the CG." Instead, you got Kaga Fist. Yeah, we got lots of Kaga Fist in this game. I like this lore about Konata as well. The martial arts thing. It's good. No, you can't do it, Kagami. I didn't ask what she meant by that. I knew she was talking about the performance. Just by looking at her leg, the answer to her question was clear. I laid Kagami-san on the stretcher while pretending I didn't hear her. Surely anyone else would have done the same. Yeah, we have Miyuki fat. We also... Yeah, we got a good number of emotes. Not as many as we got not enough, but you know, good amount. I'm surprised we can keep all these because I don't think we have nearly as many members anymore. I think we only have like, I think Eon is the only person that like regularly chats in here that is still a member, if I remember correctly. But yeah, somehow we kept them all. Just like I thought a spraying Miki-san would have going to do. It's now been 1 hour since the incident. Kagami-san's condition was worse than expected, so she was sent to the hospital. Of course, practice is cancelled for the rest of the day. Whenever I see this scene, I always think about the fact that there was like... I like could swear that there was a video series that only got like up to like this far through the game. But there was a video series prior to mine that tried to translate RGO. And I could have sworn, because I remember distinctly watching this part of the game with that like fan translation when I was just kind of like just learning about this game for the first time. I really wish that I could get a definitive answer as to whether that was real or not, or I just imagined that. It's real. I mean, there's the one that by the Japanese guy that like did like a really blurry like camera, like potato cam playthrough that got kind of up to this part of the game as well. I know that one. But yeah, I think, yeah, Meatball, I know you've talked about like remembering this too, right? And Senichi, yeah. So like I'm like 90, it's like almost certainly it's real, right? Like, because we all remember it. But it's such a shame that we can't find it anymore. It's on YouTube's. I really doubt it, Senichi. It's definitely, I have looked hard for it. I've probably seen every video on YouTube that's about RGO that's still on YouTube. If it's still on YouTube, it's really, really well hidden. Or it's unlisted. She might get a cast. She doesn't though, at least as far as we know, right? Because other than Kagami Route, Kagami having her injury doesn't actually like, is not really relevant in the rest of this episode. There's also, I think I've talked about this before, there's another video where somebody made a like a video review of like Lucky Star games in general, and they did cover this game, and they covered all the main like 4, right? You know, Moedro 1, 2, Nedano Meister, this game. And it was like some girl reviewer, and it's relevant in Misao's, right? Yeah, that's true, Senichi. Yeah, I forgot about that part. Yeah, it's relevant, but what I meant more so in the sense that like when Kagami's like in the, like Kagami like doesn't go like, oh, you know, like you don't see Kagami like still injured and like struggling to like move around because she like is in a cast or has like crutches or something. So that's what I meant. But yeah, it's relevant in Misao's rev as well. But yeah, there was like a girl like reviewer who did a Lucky Star Games review, and I remember watching it as well. And this was prior to me translating it or anything, but like, I really wish I could watch that video again. But I think she probably unlisted it or took it down or whatever. Now we just have the Eric Does Everything video, and I should rewatch the Eric Does Everything video sometime. Maybe sometime for this series of streams, we'll check out the Eric Does Everything video again, because I haven't seen that video in years. I wonder what it's like again. She'll be alright. We don't know yet. It's so funny when she says that. It's like, oh yeah, Kagami might die. You know, she might be permanently disabled, but yeah, we don't know yet. Yeah, that's a great. Yeah. Tsukasa doesn't care. She twisted her leg while we were practicing, then she fell over.
じゃあ大したことはないんですか？多分重傷。転んだ時足をひどくひねったの。すっごく腫れてた。Oh my god, sprain! 捻挫ですね。
Yeah. Oh my god, sprain! I know Simo likes that line.
それも強烈だね。あ、それよか。誰この子たち。
1年生の方々です。小早川さんに岩崎さん、そして田村さんとパトリシアさん。
柊って下級生にも知り合いがいたん
It's
だ。
actually interesting because this game is now marking this moment as like being like the moment canonically when like Misao and Ayano like met the first year students. It's something I didn't really think about, but I guess that's that's an interesting thing.
いつもお世話になってます。
I wonder if that conflicts with the manga at all.
すごく心配で。
I mean, I guess in general, Patty being in this game is somewhat of a conflict because Patty doesn't show up until like episode or volume like 7 or whatever. But like, yeah, like I would have figured they probably don't really interact in the manga at all. So
フェイトだよ。ちなみに鏡は輪役。
good job, nice and be fabulous. I love that line.
けどできるのかな。輪挫
No, she
ひどい
can't
んだ
do
よ
it.
ね。ありゃ2週間。下手したら1ヶ月はかかるかも。
非常に心苦しいのですが、鏡さんの
Imagine if Kagami's sprain was
おそらく無理かと
canonical
思います。
to every single route. Or I guess canonical is the wrong word, but you know what I mean. Like, imagine if this injury happened in every single route, and every single route had to account for Kagami being injured. That'd be crazy. She wouldn't have made it. That would have really limited her as a
それで
character.
も劇を完成させ
So I
なけ
can
れ
see
ばな
why
り
they
ませ
didn't
ん。
do that.
どうやって？
鏡さんの代役を立てます。それ以外に方法はありませんから。
誰かいるの？役者に回れそうな人はもういなかったはずよ。
とりあえず指導役の方にリンの役を頼みました。
Would have been interesting if we knew who Shiro's actress was. Unfortunately, we
そ
don't
うなる
know.
と指導役
Unknown
って誰
character.
がやるの？
Is it Izumi Wakase?
一人だけ可能です。その方に任されている作業は多くありません。
それってまさか。
What?
いやだから白の代役。
One of the girls from On Stage. Oh, yeah, that's totally true. That's perfect choice. You're probably the girl that, like, you know, went like, Kyukesuru! Yeah. Or maybe the one that went, Obakiyoshiki, yeah! If you and probably, if any of you guys remember that. I love that girl. Obakiyoshi. I also remember when Konata makes fun of her. She goes like, Obakiyoshi, yeah!
君が。
You're kidding.
ゆきちゃん本気みたい。
She no cap, for real, for real. Wait, yes I do. I just can't do it. I've never done acting before.
それ私も賛成。
And then yeah,
二人
this
は
is
無理だろ？
this is nice because of Misao. Like also this is like her opposition to protagonist, right? Is established here even before you get to episode 3. I think she was the winner of the contest in the neutral endings of Chapter 5. Yeah, I mean it could have been her. Like, I know you mean Izumi Wakase because I read your comment. Yeah, I like Misao disagreeing. It's a great
ですが、
detail.
これしかありま
And
せ
she
ん。
has good motivation too, as we see in her route, right?
お願い。劇ができないって分かったら、お姉ちゃん。
I've only known her for 2 days, but somehow I understand how someone like Kagami-san would respond to that. She'd feel awful if the play was cancelled. She'd feel responsible for it and would force herself to get back on stage.
練習したら大丈夫なんて無責任なこと言わないよ。けど今のままだと全部無駄になるし、それは嫌だから。賛成。それってう
Man,
ち
now
らも
that
嫌だ
song,
しね。
that song from Lucky Star on stage is like now in my head. The one with Miyuki and like Tsukasa in the classroom, like singing about like I think whatever it was like just like what they were doing for the school festival.
ただ代役になるのはちょっとな。だったらミサちゃん、他に方法はあるの？ないから困ってんじゃん。
不満と懸念もわかります。けれど今はこうさせてください。実行委員長としてお願いします。
わかったよ。けどまだ認めてないからね。
それで結構です。他の方に異論はありますか？
To that, everyone other than Kusakabe-san shook their heads.
だとすればあとはあなたのご判断だけです。
It's in your hands.
お願いします。代役を引き受けてもらえないでしょうか。
7 keys in hand. Oh wait, is it 7 rings in hand? This is the Sonic with the Secret Rings song. Alright, so obviously if you want Tsukasa Route, you gotta do this choice. What do you think, Tsukasa-san? Only 99 nobles were impressed. Tsukasa-san, what do you think? Would I be a good fit?
確かに大変だと思うけど、きっとできるよ。
Sure you can do it. What makes you so sure?
なんとなくかな。
なんとなく, huh?
それに絶対に中止にはしたくないの。
I see. Well, all I can do is try. I don't want to betray these friends that have been with me since the beginning, which is 2 days ago. I can't let them down. In that case, there's only one answer I can give.
それでは
Let's hear it. I'll do it. I'll take on the role and give it my all.
やったー。ありがとう。
Thanks so much.
はあ、まあ仕方ねえか。
The beginning, which was less than 48 hours ago. Yeah. I mean, you know, you do see that line in every route, so it makes a little bit more sense when you see it
ミサちゃん、
later episode,
ブツブツ言わないの。
later episodes, but
ちゃんと
you know.
協力してね。はいはい、待ってるよ。
なら早速お願いします。峯岸さん、台本をお願いします。
これに目を通して。ちょっと熱いけど。
It's a bit thick. Well, now everyone can have it as thick as they like. It's that line from episode 5 where he says that's so funny. It's not just a bit thick. Isn't this way too long? The background music is really relaxing. Yeah, Kibonne. It's a good song. One of my favorites. And then this is my... I just try my best to write it. I had to spend a lot of time to write it, so that way it looked like it was actually like on the paper. You know, I think I did a good enough job. But, you know, it makes me wonder how... Well, I guess it doesn't make me wonder how Ayano's handwriting would be, but like, because she kind of writes it in very basic, like standard Japanese type handwriting. But, you know.
けど、随分と減らしたのよ。
I always thought that she was,
長いんだもの。
I always thought that she would have done the, like, hearts on the eyes. Like, Ayano's definitely that kind of girl. She would do the hearts on the eyes.
それでも多すぎだよ。アニメの台本にして2クール分
Didn't
だ
realize it
よ。
was translated? Well, that's a good sign. There's all, yeah, I'm pretty proud of a good number of the CGs for that. She says that for letters to Misao's brother. It's totally true. You know, talking about his bamboo pole and all that.
はい、それも大好き。
Get my brother-in-law.
私全力で読んで3日だった。
I gotta remember to show that clip of that of that that one. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that the Io no Mini scenario was genuinely trying to reference like the porn scandal thing. I'll have to talk about that in episode 3. It's so unbelievable. And for me, maybe 5 days? Anyway, I'll be sure to read through it. First, I'll get the gist of the story. Then I'll memorize my lines. It's that kind of story, huh? So it's in the modern fantasy genre.
ちょっと違うかも。電気物かな。
It's more than just fantasy. It's more just fantasy fiction, I guess.
波乱万丈よね。登場人物もすごく魅力的だわ。
That's pretty true.
自分が演じるわけじゃないけど、あーちゃん最高。萌えだよね、萌え。
Yeah, this was a line that was really badly translated in the 2023 patch. It was like, I made it a Doge meme, right? And that was before, it was before Dogecoin and all that, right? Yeah, people have suggested that he's Gar, right? He's Gar, but I mean, he says Moe, so my hands were a little tied there.
あーちゃん最高。萌えだよね、萌え。
But yeah, he's Gar is pretty good.
字が違うって。っていうか、話ストップ。読む楽しみが減っちゃうし。
What's this scene?
夜の場面ね。
Yeah,
そこが
yeah.
何か？
He's so fire. I mean, that is kind of what she's saying, strictly speaking. I actually forget what. Yeah, she says the kanji for moe for fire when she means moe, right? Yeah. The kiss scene.
そういう話だもん。
Not the first time or the last time they'll make that joke. Time to bleach my hair white and get it
しっかり演技してね。というより、
so you can look like
ちゃん
Archer.
として。
It's a very important scene, so I need a strong performance of it. Most importantly, make sure to do it properly. Oh my gosh, no.
大丈夫よ。
No! Okay, we're good. Do it? What's it exactly?
キス。
Oh no. Wait a minute, we can't do that, right?
大丈夫よ。黒い先生には了解を得たもの。
She approved it. You know, which is funny because she approved it, but she would have approved it when it was 2 girls doing it. So she approved Yuri. You know, teacher approved Yuri, guys. Insane.
はい。精一杯頑張るようにとのことです。
Just told she wanted to make it as best we possibly can. Yuri approved, yeah. You can't be serious. But I'm really supposed to do it?
流れによるかな。
What the heck are you talking about?
イベントの展開次第、フラグが立ってるかどうか。
She's a Hime Joshi, yeah. Female samurai. You know, depending on how events go, whether or not flags get set and stuff. I'm trying to remember what that people talk about, like the samurai with like the gay relationships and stuff. I can't remember it. It's like there's some term for that. It comes up in Haganai PSP. It's how I know about it. Main protagonist is not the person to use good opportunities. Well, he doesn't want to kiss Ganata. Well, it's yeah, I mean, you've read the story, right? Understand a word you're saying. So is the person playing Saber okay with all this?
もちろん。だって、
He wants it to be
私だし。
special. I can appreciate that. Oh, then I guess that's... What?
驚きすぎだよ。似合ってない？
It's not that. It's just, where do I even begin? Hey, Christopher Hartman. Great to see you. Could Konoda-san really be okay with kissing me? Yes, she is. But to ask her that directly is essentially asking her if she's into me. But, so... Obviously I can't ask her that. What should I do? Oh no, is that what? Not double space? How did I miss so many of these lack of double spaces? I'm pretty sure that's not double spaced. Yeah, there we go. Lucky Star will be Lucky Star the anime will be 20 years old. It was already I guess they celebrated in like 2024, right? The 20th anniversary of the manga. Or actually they celebrated it last year, even though it was 2004, but whatever. Yeah. But the anime will be 20 next year, which who knows, maybe they'll do something for that, right? They probably will do something, but what exactly that'll be is remains to be seen, right? Probably similar to Haruhi, where it's just kind of like you get some new, merchandise, maybe some promotional event in Japan, but probably not much else, right? What should I do?
困りましたね。泉さん、どうしましょう。じゃあ、フラグ立ててみる？
One more page of Conan 30. RGO the sequel anime. Yeah, that's totally what I would want it to be, but right, rebroadcast and merch. Yeah, that too. Probably rebroadcast as well. Well, we could try setting flags.
頭にですか？
A flag on his head? No, that's in episode 5.
心に。
That's what Kagami gets on her head. She gets the fat flag.
燃えぬなら燃えさせてやろう、ホトトギス。攻略ルートだよ。
She wants sprout, yo, shall make you sprout cuckoo. The Kokun is, or the Kokun route it is. Yeah, that's that. I don't know. I guess I don't think I've seen other anime like allude to or reference this poem, but like apparently that poem is popular in Japan. They teach it in school and stuff.
ギャルゲーみたいな感じ？攻略対象が男の子だから乙女ゲーかな。
You ever played a gal game? Or I guess since you're a guy, this would be like an ultimate game?
リアルだと正直面倒なんだけど。
Except Conan, so the problem is that there's only one male suitor, right? You know.
でも学園祭のためだし、今回だけの特別だよ。
Did I watch the original Higurashi anime in 2006? No, I probably should play I'd want to play the game eventually, but I haven't. I've seen some parts of Higurashi, right? For the sake of the translator's notes. It's like Eric does everything's favorite, like anime though, anime series. So I've meant to like want to check it out for that, and also just because it seems kind of interesting, but also Higurashi is a little bit like, I guess it's kind of gory, right? So a little bit not a fan of gore type stuff. So I'll what do you say? Persevere through it, I guess. But yeah, interested but kind of wary of that. She does finally realize that she's a Galgate at the end. Hers, yeah. Even if you put it that way.
なんでもいいよ。攻略するから。
Man, the Ko route. If only the Ko route was real, and not just in this game, not just the Kokun route. No more Kokun route. I want Ko Yasuka route. What does that even mean?
私と君は恋人になるの。
Also, I apologize, guys, for not. I haven't been engaging too much with the actual story here. I know, I've just been like talking about whatever. But you know, episode 1 is kind of not super exciting, admittedly.
すごい。私告白する
Or
の
rather,
が
we've
初めて
kind
だ
of said everything there is to say about episode 1 to a degree. So no, the way this is progressing is freaking me out. Actually, all of this is freaking me out. Where did all this come from? Become a
だから
couple.
フラグだよ、フラグ。攻略するならフラグをゲット。これ常識だよ。
Yeah, we're not Smurf sexual. Freaking news to me. Also, don't be making all these decisions for me.
だってキスに抵抗あるんでしょ。
Well,
攻略されないわ。恋人になったら OK でしょ。
alright, so to get Tsukasa Route, we have to do let's find another way. Is there really no other way?
あるなら言って。
No way, then say it. Couldn't we just pretend to kiss or something?
脚本担当として却下。できる限りリアルにお願いします。どうする？
Guess I have no choice.
その通り。攻略開始は明日からね。
Hey, hold on. Tomorrow? It's way too sudden.
絶対に燃えさせちゃる。
I will make you spread. So we could, Meepo. So you want basically like yaoi, where where Shiro is kissing Gilgamesh, like some toxic yaoi at the end of Unlimited Blade Works.
コナちゃん頑張って。私応援するよ。任せたまへ。さて早く帰って準備しなきゃ。じゃあね。
As long as it, yeah, it means to an end, right? Ends justify the means.
どうされます？
I'm willing to lose my humanity, Jojo. Toxic yaois, everything goes wrong. Yeah. Just one thing after another. Guess all I can do is go along with it.
ワクワクするよね。結婚式には呼んでほしいな。
Don't make such a big leap. It's not like we're seriously dating or anything.
コナちゃん振られちゃうの？
I told you we're not. Never mind. I'm suddenly so exhausted.
迷惑かけてごめんなさい。それより宝さん、これからどうするの？解散しましょう。なんと言いますか。今日はお疲れ様でした。いや、本当に帰って寝よっと。
Agreed. No, seriously. What's gonna happen?
キスしないの？
Join. Ask to join. Ask to join. As in, join Misao in sleeping in her bed or whatever. Yeah. All I could do was sigh. The next day, now I know this stream I said I was going to play Tsukasa Route, but I didn't expect to take this long to get to this point. We're kind of at like the 2-hour mark. So what I'm gonna do is we'll continue right next time, but we're gonna actually do a special feature because today's the 6 years. I think we'll do it. What I was gonna say earlier, which is that I haven't watched this video in like forever. But let's maybe do a quick little react to the Eric Does Everything video. We'll experience it again. It's been forever. Is it not here anymore? Don't tell me he took it down. No, he still has it. Thank goodness.
There are a total
I
of
would have been very disappointed if that was the case. No problem, Integer Bing. It's just great to hang out, right? Okay. So we'll play next time. Almost lost me. It's not lost me. Yeah, it was almost, I guess, right? I just couldn't find it when I looked it up, like Lucky Star Games. Let's watch this. I know that Eric is kind of hard to hear. Sometimes, like, he kind of, especially back then, he kind of was still working on speaking good. But, you know, does he have subtitles? Hopefully that'll help compensate, right?
There are a total of 4 Lucky Star games, and
Oh, we gotta have higher quality than that. At least 720p, right? I don't remember what's it. I remember this video a little bit, but I don't remember it a ton. So, it'll be a good blast from the past, right? This video is also like Man, 4 years old. 4 years old. I remember when he interviewed me for this, or he reached out to me for this, right? I wish he was gonna do like a live interview for this, I think. But I just answered him over like email at the time because I wasn't quite sure what he was about or anything. But you know, if I had gotten the chance to, I definitely would have done that. But oh well. If he ever comes back and ever does more anime reviews, which sounds like he probably won't, but yeah, we'll see. Anyway, let's enjoy the video.
There are a total of 4 Lucky Star games, and I'm gonna review every single one of them. Let's get started. What, Timmy?
Timmy the Taco, I remember that.
You'll never catch me alive. Well, frick. This is Lucky Star Mojo on Nintendo DS, and it's a map game. Wait, what? That's right, you ever played Big Brain Academy and was like, where's the anime girls? Well, that's essentially what this game is, and my goodness, do I have a love-hate relationship with this game. Here's why. The main gameplay of this game involves you facing against various characters within a Lucky Star universe within a game of competitive map. And I'm gonna start with the positives here. There is a lot of charm and fun within the core gameplay.
Yeah, there
my
is.
personal favorite part being how the characters were represented perfectly within the game.
Yes, it's so true. There's so much expression. It's not so much that about that, but I like the math gameplay is actually like really fun. I know it's people probably like, oh wait, what? Math's fun? No way, but like it really is. This is a video that introduced you to the game, which is surprising since I've had Hamate Sabote and Nante Densets in my music library. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. People found out about this game through Eric.
Each character feels really unique to face off. For example, Konata is...
Whoa, he didn't do that. Oh my gosh.
Actually, to face off. For example,
He just not doing that 5. He's not doing the 5 right. You gotta do it with 2 different strokes.
Konata is pretty bad at first, then gradually becomes a god of math as the game progresses. While Miyuki can figure out complex problems in a flash. And
Miyuki is
Nanako,
hard.
well, she assists. Another aspect of Gacha gameplay I personally liked were these super attacks. You see, whenever you get a series of members in a pattern, you can unleash an attack which can cause major damage to the opposing fighter, and even stun them for 3 turns, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, until you realize that the opposing fighter can do the same thing to you, and you're standing there awkwardly for 15 seconds waiting for a slow CPU to attack, but they never do. They just never do during this moment, as to taunt you, to torture you, to steal the show. I don't know what's more scary about this game, the map or the anime girls. Okay. Be gone, demon! Now, here's where it gets to the negatives of the gameplay. Starting with the fact that you have to write the numbers in a specific way.
Yeah, you do. But it's not that bad once you get the hang of it.
Otherwise, it just doesn't work. It's
the Kagami like fight where she's dressed as the Shine Maiden in the Miyuki scenario. She has like 100 health in that one, and she like answers really fast if you don't answer before her. And you have to, in order to get one of the endings needed to beat the game, you have to beat that fight getting no more than 1 or taking no more than 1 point of damage. So that's actually the hardest one is a Kagami fight. Miyuki is pretty hard in Hitasura mode though. She's probably the hardest fight in Hitasura mode.
and 2 and 0 for no apparent reason. At first I thought there was something wrong with my DS, so I downloaded a ROM of this game, collaborated it with my drawing tablet.
Yeah, that's how I played it too. Not on a screen, but like I used a drawing tablet as well to play this game.
And tested it, and it still didn't work. Well, it's
It worked for me.
not all bad. At least I can write my 5s.
No, you gotta do it 2 strokes, Eric.
At least
Oh, my classic, right? If you ever seen the Mojo videos, like I do like a horizontal line and a and a vertical line. I don't even draw a 5.
I can write my 5s.
It's because you're doing the curved motion, Eric. I know I'm talking to a video, right? But like Yeah, I understand the reasoning why it thinks it's an 8 is because it's doing like the S curve, and it looks like the first half of drawing an 8.
Timmy, is this a 5? Wait, what?
It's not about what you draw, it's about how you draw it. 8 guys. Oh, that's a good joke.
Aw, that's so cute. I'll be back. Yo, paid actor, does this look like a 5 to you?
I think this is the only video where his dog is in it.
An 8. I swear, this number is going to haunt me in my dreams. Why can't I write a number 5? And after countless experimentation, you want to know how I had to write the 5? I had to write it like this.
No, you don't have to do that.
Does this look like a 5 to you? No, it doesn't. This is the story mode in this game called Drama Mode, which lasts for 24 hours, no joke. And
It is true, it's pretty long.
I gotta say, it annoyed me at first, but the further along I got into the story mode, the more I could appreciate for what it is.
Hey, shuffle, hey. Shuffle on there, over to the side.
In the story mode, you get to select one main character to follow the story. However, you could also pick a partner character as well, in order to change various events in the story of the main character you selected the first time.
Yep.
There is one problem though, this story is Japanese exclusive.
Yeah. Oh, is this where I comment in the video? I think so.
And due to that, I was immediately stuck on what to do. However, this is where I dug deep
Yeah.
that is actually not only translated to Lucky Star games, but also has a passion for the Lucky Star games in general. And what's a huge help in helping me complete and truly understand the Lucky Star games. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Time.
Oh my gosh, only 317 subscribers. That is so... Man, I was so small back then.
Piece Master, whose motivation behind translating these games are quite interesting. So stick around to the end of the video to find out more about his really interesting story. For now though,
He's talking about like the Reddit post I made on r/Japanese like way back in the day.
Out to Timepiece Master about the story mode of this game, one key thing he mentioned throughout this is just how unique the story is in comparison to the anime and manga.
It's true.
According to
I probably would have way more things to say about it if I was asked this kind of thing now, but like this was pretty early days still.
Timepiece Master, people will describe Lucky Star as a series about nothing or a peak slice of life and the like. But these games, while they still have their slice of life elements, are not afraid to get crazy and put the Lucky Star cast in more outrageous scenarios. I love these unrealistic and absolutely crazy scenarios this game offers. I mean, come on, it's a freaking competitive map game. Have some fun with it. This game essentially feels like Yugi going around asking people for map do's. Do you see people going around like that in real life? No, that's what makes this game so awesome. And while you are playing the story a variety of times with slight differences, there are a variety of things that the story mode offers besides
I forgot about that, the dishwashing game.
the minigame in which you are intensely scrubbing dishes for 1 minute. This is fun. I am fun. Are you fun? Ooh, more
Stream keeps interrupting for you. Oh man. Could be just my internet. It's unfortunate.
main motivation for completing the story mode is so that you can level up your characters and earn new characters for the Hashira drill mode, which is a
What?
So that
He meant Hitasura
You
mode.
can level up your characters and earn new characters for the Hashira drill mode, which is a mode that has you playing against every single character you already face against in the drama mode in order to unlock various characters and things throughout the Hashira drill mode in order to progress with the story. In a nutshell,
Hey, Hikage. Hey.
In order to complete this game, you'll have to keep swapping between these two modes and replaying a lot of the same thing with minor changes. And with that, plus the length of the story mode and
You said it was 24 hours.
semi-frustrating gameplay, it is tedious, but there's just something about it that makes you want to keep going. And it's not like you get nothing for completing this game.
Hikage was a hardcore otaku, yeah. Hikage, even when the game is from 2005, yeah.
but you get various rewards.
Getting conflicting information about whether the stream is good or not. Uh-oh. I'll just keep going. So it is what it is.
Doing so as well, such as these.
Dude, those costumes are really good.
Characters, various items, and
there was so many good references. Stutters for you. Oh man, let me check real quick. How's the stream health and all that? It doesn't say there's any dropped frames on OBS. Everything says it's good. Everything says it's good, but is it actually? Oh well, I don't know what to say about that. It is what it is. Hopefully the no drop frames means that the VOD will be okay. At the very least, so. We'll just carry on.
Even modes, just as increasing the number of problems on this mode, where you have to answer map problems as fast as you can. There's this one problem with this game. I'm having fun doing math! Well, at least I'm done with this, so no more math.
Hey, Hinata Moe Drill 2. You actually don't want to play Moe Drill 2 with the number pad mode, because like the game expects you to be able to solve like way harder problems way faster if you do this mode. The difficulty is comparable to Moe Drill 1 if you do the handwriting mode, but if you do this mode, like the questions are way harder and like the timing is way faster. Moe Drill 2 win. I'd love to. I really would love to, especially since I found out that somebody, like a YouTuber, talked about Moe Drill 2 incidentally. I've talked about this in the server, but there was a YouTuber named like KYDB that did a review of Doki Doki Maho Shimpan, and he brings up the fact that Moe Drill 2 has like a parody of it. And it would like made my day to see Moe Drill 2 get mentioned by like a larger YouTuber. So excited about it, but like yeah, I just don't have I don't have the time to work on the patch and to do other things, unfortunately. But I really want to get to Moe Drill 2 and Net Automeister, but I have to find some time.
Oh, there's another Lucky Star map game?
Because Moe Drill 2 it looks like it's got some really interesting stuff in it. Same with Net Automeister, but like, you know, both really are really cool games.
I am fine. This is Shin Lucky Star Moto.
Wait, Lucky Star Motor.
Bashi.
Oh, whatever, you know.
I am fine. This is Shin Lucky Star Moto. Chabibashi.
He does a pretty good job. He you know, for being deaf and all that.
And it improves a ton from the last game, where it feels like a completely different game. For example, they improved the map aspect of this game much more, as instead of having to write down the answers,
it's not better.
You have to answer the questions with a calculator using the DS stylus, and you aren't just answering map questions.
Yeah, the dialect. That's going to be so hard. That's another thing I gotta prepare for. So I'm gonna really have to like study up on these questions, because it's not to answer these questions in a split second is not easy for me or really anybody, right? Unless you're like native Japanese speaker, probably.
Throughout the game, no, you were doing various other subjects as well, such as world history and kanji, which admittedly I couldn't really do well with due to the language barrier.
The English mode. Oh yeah, that's so great. Yeah, これ俺様がお前らの鼻水を飲み尽くしてくれるわ. Sure, I'll suck up the mucus, right? Mucus from your runny nose. The bourgeois bastards.
Sure, I'll suck up the begorious bastard. Hi, I'm Eric and I do everything, and welcome to the first annual Lucky Star Mojo Dran Motivational Conference. Here are some wise words from this game. The contents of one bag are just like a girl's internal organs. Beautiful girls don't go to the bathroom.
That's
Legs
true.
are just for decoration.
It's also true.
What's the point of having authority if you don't return it to the void? All of the heroines are the quinoa perverts. We can't have a graveyard unless we get into the grave.
That's so bars. You can't have a graveyard without getting into the grave. I love that line.
Yeah, this game is rated A for all ages in Japan. Besides that, there really isn't too much of a difference from the last game.
If someone was to make an English patch of Shin Moedro, maybe the Japanese dialect questions could be changed to Japanese geography. Yeah, that's one thing you could do. The other thought was that you could base it off of different English dialects. Like you could have like, English versus or American versus British versus Australian, maybe even versus Indian English. But that's another thought.
Besides improved gameplay, a more.
But the really hard thing about doing a Moedro 2 patch is that, or one of the difficult things is that there's like a reading aloud. Like you have to do like voice acting alongside. Like there's like scenarios where you have to voice act certain parts of it, right? And you have to speak it in Japanese. Also, to do your special moves, you have to also say the move in Japanese as well. So unless that's like the text, unless the speech to text processing is like language agnostic, which it probably isn't, you would have to do some pretty tough stuff to make that work in English.
Like story mode and some more bonus stages, but I would say it's a better overall game for those who can actually speak Japanese, as this game does require Japanese knowledge unlike the last game. Wow, that was interesting, and was as interesting as the fact that there's a Lucky Star game on the PSP.
Yes, RGO. I forget what he says about RGO. He probably doesn't go into too much detail because back then the video series wasn't that far, but like.
And PS2. This is Lucky Star Ryu Gakuken Oshisai, and this is, believe it or not, a romance visual novel.
No, it's an adventure game.
Where you play as an original character, in which case I named Eric Star. Yeah, that's right, motherfuckers. I have a star next to my name. I'm cool like that. Now, if you thought the last two games were pretty wild and crazy, this game takes it to a whole nother level, to the point where this isn't a comedy slice of life Lucky Star we know, it's a romance game, but it has
it's okay.
all the Lucky Star charm as well, making this an amazing experience for.
It's always so weird to see the PSP version of the game, like to see the Japanese game. It's like
are the Lucky
I'm
Star
so used to
fans
the
out
English
there.
version now.
Firstly, the story mode. Since this is Japanese exclusive, I again reached out to Timepiece Master for this one, who stated that the introduction of the protagonist in this game also does a lot of things to shake things up. You don't ever see the Lucky Star cast interact with boys, or really anyone outside the friend group much at all in the manga and anime. So this also presents a lot of opportunities for unique ways to explore the characters, whether that be for the game's mild romance elements, or simply to see how they interact with a new student they aren't so familiar with. Timepiece Master also went on to express that it has been a lot of fun experiencing this very unique take on the series, and it's an amazing feeling to be able to share this with others, nearly all of whom have never seen any of this before, to which I agree with him 100%.
Yeah.
Thanks to Timepiece Master, who translated the entire 30 hours of this game.
I thought that's so. It's not even. I mean, it's true now, but it wasn't true when you made this video. It's also 50 hours, but yeah.
I was able to understand the story mode of this game perfectly. It's interesting seeing an officially licensed game throw characters in a romantic setting.
Yeah, the downsides of the video being made so early. Yeah, he could have actually talked about like the game in more detail if he had, but like unfortunately it wasn't really possible at the time.
I mean, imagine
that's why I'm like, I really hope one day with the patch out, like we can get another video of this nature made by somebody.
And Titan as a dating sim. Actually, don't imagine that. Don't imagine that. The only thing I wish this game did offer were more gameplay elements, as this game feels really limited with that. But
I can understand when he like his little time playing the game, probably like, but I think the game is perfectly fine gameplay wise.
And then that
would have been fun, but
Let's talk about my specialty, the looks of this game. My goodness, I love the looks of this overall game. I do. From the characters, to the opening, to even the cheesy Star Wars whip-off explanation of this game. These totally fits the Lucky Star branding really well, and makes it feel like something straight out of the world of Lucky Star, despite the genre change. I mean, what other place are you going to get an official game having Konata making you a lunchbox while blushing and being embarrassed, and telling you deeply personal stories to you, despite knowing her for only 3 days. I mean, this game can't get any more weird, right?
It's not even that. Oh yeah, like Lucky Battle Chronicle. I mean, if he said, you know, so many.
This game can't get any more weird, right?
If we were further along at this point, there's so many things he could have shown. He could have shown Yuki fat. He could have shown so much. He showed Konata small Konata. Could have shown so many parts of episode 2, episode 3. I mean, like, you know, such a shame. Does he know? I mean, he knows now. He watched the whole video series, as far as I know.
Yeah, if romance was not enough already, there's a freaking fighting game with the Lucky Star characters. And, well, it's admittedly not that good. I mean,
Yeah,
you
that's
can
true.
complete it in like 5 minutes, but still, why does this assist? Well, that was weird. What's next? The Lucky Star characters going to compete against each other to see who's the best idol? Yep, of course Lucky Star would do that. This is Lucky
Yeah, this game. I can't wait to do this game too because, like, you know, as I've said before, it's like it's kind of a sequel to RGO in some ways, and it's just like I've extracted out the CGs for this game, and there's just so many interesting things that seem to happen in this game that I just can't wait. But you know.
Idolmeister, a simulation game where you are going around town training to become an idol by participating in various mini
That game is so hard. I don't know how to properly do that one. The timing is so weird on that one. I can never do very good at it.
games and doing a variety of quizzes that stars Konata. But throughout the game, you get to play
Yeah. The Patty. Wait. Okay, no, that's fine. I thought Patty had like her hair like tied back up in like to like a ponytail or something. That I've seen some of the scenario for that, and that's really fun. There's some really great ones. I think Patty becomes like the president of the United States or something in the story of this. It's great. But I don't know much about this. I gotta get it. Got to get there sometime. Are these bullet types consistent? This doesn't feel right. I don't think they're both O, actually. They lied. Is that correct? I'm bringing that up. Fact checking it right now. Is that true?
プロフィールモードだぞ。
I don't know why I'm fact checking this. No. Okay. Hiyori is O. Okay, it's accurate. It's accurate, guys. No worries.
There's a variety of
You know, Huyuki and Hikaru, it's so good. Cherry, Cherry is in it.
and Duno character pairs. There are a variety of spots you need to go to in order to become an idol, like audition spots where the character can apply for auditions.
Oh no, squares and circles. You guys, I'm gonna struggle with that one.
Places, training spots where the characters can increase the idol level, reflex games that increase the
man B, he's there, and man A, he shows up in this game
there's
too.
animation points, and the Waken Sale where the characters can buy items in unlocked locations. While the minigames are your typical button matching or
The
pattern
Minoru, like sprite from that Lucky Battle
based
Chronicle.
mini games. This game yet again pits the Lucky Star characters in unique and new situations and makes you appreciate the characters in series all the more. This game pretty much allows you to pretty much do anything until time is up. And
That's not really so true, but okay. I don't know how much he really worked off of with this game, because like this game is really unapproachable if you don't speak Japanese because of the quizzes. You won't get very far.
which you get a variety of endings depending on how many fans you have at the end of the game. And as you could tell by this lovely screen, I shouldn't be an idol. Frick! I got to give this game respect for being.
And there's just so many costumes. Oh yeah, Hatsune Miku is apparently in the game too. Like actually like the character, like not just this costume, like Hatsune Miku actually like herself is in the game.
For being the best looking game.
Which is really cool.
Game
All this, yeah, Misao. There's some really good Misao moments too, from what I can see.
Colorful as well as the other
You have Giantess Tsukasa.
games. And while there are some questionable design
Yeah, don't pause.
voices. For the most part, this is a game you'll really enjoy, but for the majority of my English-speaking viewers, I would definitely recommend Visual Novel and First Map Lucky Star game, especially since these games have been extensively translated by Timepiece Master himself. And speaking of him, you're probably wondering why he was motivated to make these translations in the first place. Well, I reached out for him to get the scoop. The initial inspiration came for wanting to improve my Japanese, as well as use Japanese for something significant. I figured translating something that had never been translated before would be a great long-term learning experience, and a way to contribute to the anime community. The reasoning behind it being the Lucky Star games in particular is because it was one of the first anime series I watched. The Lucky Star games were largely untouched outside the Japanese fan base, and it was just my own curiosity to play these games myself.
Why is the interest? I guess it like peaked during like I guess the announcement of Moedro or something. And then it was never the same ever since. I wonder what the Google Trends for that look like nowadays. You know, it probably did pick up after after I started doing stuff, at least a little bit, right?
So, you can hear more about his story on the first link in the description below, as well as his YouTube channel where you can check
part 17.
Check out all his hard work with all the translations and projects he's been working on, such as his next major project.
Oh yeah, Hagenai PSP.
Which will be the translation for the Higana series, so I totally recommend checking his channel. That being said, I completed all the Lucky Star games, let's go! But I just played 2 map games. I'm sure you can subtract some punishment time now, right?
Great video. Man, that was fun. I hadn't seen that video in forever. Shame that he doesn't make more reviews, but it's what it is, right? Appreciate what you had. But yeah. Guess we'll call it there. Thanks, guys. It's great 6 years, and we got so much more to do, right? So much more to do. But yeah, for now, why did he stop making reviews? I mean, I don't necessarily want to put tons of words in his mouth because, you know, he's not online so much anymore, but I mean, basically my understanding was that he was more passionate about like the storytelling and using like his videos to tell a story more so than he was actually passionate about like the anime games, like playing anime games. That was more of like a means to do the other stuff, but I think he kind of felt creatively limited or something like that by that. So he tried to do other stuff. He tried to do his like other channel like Mana Senpai, where he tried to go a little heavier into, I don't know, the character, or he tried to do something a little different there. He also did some other things. He tried to like pivot to like kids content or something like that. It's a little interesting there. Like he wanted to do like stories though, and so I don't know, didn't work out. He just kind of, I guess, didn't have the passion to keep going in that direction. But it's a shame, right? Shame, because he got covered by like Magic Mush, right? There's that Magic Mush video that covered Eric Does Everything, and it's kind of a shame because if he had kept up with Eric Does Everything, he probably like would have really blown up, or at least a little bit after that video. But didn't really work out. It is what it is though. But yeah, I'm not sure if we'll ever really see Eric much anymore. He's still around obviously, but like whether he'll really continue to do stuff on YouTube or not. But yeah, that's what it is for now. For now, I think I don't know what he's up to these days. But yeah, unfortunate, but it is what it is. Anyway, thanks guys for coming out. We'll be back streaming. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how often I do it, but we're really going to try to stream a lot because I want to try to play the game all the way. But anyway, thanks guys. Don't want to just keep blabbering on, but I'll see you all next time.